This is nature. For 4.1 billion years on this planet, nature has been evolving living things, experimenting with the evolution of millions, billions, and trillions of different kinds of living things. And after each experiment, it eliminates them. In fact, 99.9% of the species that has ever been evolved by nature have been eliminated. They no longer exist. They have gone extinct. So all the living things you're seeing now is just 0.1% of the living things that have ever tried to exist on this planet. But nature has a problem. About 300,000 years ago, it mistakenly evolved the thinking man. So it was playing with evolution of different kind of living things, okay? And then it accidentally evolved the thinking man. This is the first living thing that sits down and actually thinks about the problem it's facing and has a short-term, medium-term, and long-term plan. First living thing. And since it evolved us, which were the modern men, right? Since it evolved us, nature has not rested again because we took away the power of nature. All those things nature used to be able to do to eliminate all the other things that it evolved, it can no longer do it to the modern man. Disease can no longer wipe out the modern man because we evolved cars, airplanes, and now we can fly to other and drive to other areas. Before, nature used to be able to restrict living things to different continents and islands. We evolved transatlantic and trans-Pacific ships. We evolved uh, uh, navigation systems. We invented a lot of things, and now nature is powerless. In fact, we've gone to the genetic level and we've learned how to tweak the genes before a child is born and determine what the child will be in future. Now we can make a child become an athlete. We can make a child become intelligent. We can make a child become a comedian by going at the genetic level and modifying it. This is something that nature used to have on its palms, reserved to it, but we figured it out. In fact, we've launched spaceships to the moon and to Mars, and we are getting ready to be able to leave this planet if nature tries to hit the reset button again. Remember the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs were on this planet for about 120 to 170 million years. To put it in context, humans have been on this planet for just 300,000 years. At a point, nature got tired of them, and an asteroid came from the skies, hit the ground, and caused such a huge explosion that all of them died out. 65 million years ago, that's when they died out. Evolution reset and started again. Now we have modern man, and we're building spaceships. If such a thing is coming again, at least some humans will be able to escape it. So what am I saying? We are the first set of living things that have a thinking process. Why are you not using yours? The problem you are facing now, have you actually sat down to think about it? Not worry, not complain, but actually think. Get your paper, get your pen, and sit down and think. How much time do you dedicate to thinking per day? The way the society is built, it is built such that the average man on the street will not have time to think. You wake up by 4, 5:30 in the morning, you are off to work. This is time that you would have sat down to do meditation, sit down in the corridor and absorb fresh air and close your eyes and actually think about your day, your week, your month, and your year. But you're using it to prepare to go to work. Now, the whole of the work hours, people are telling you what to do. You're trying to complete tasks. You're not thinking, you're just a robot. In the evening, you're on your way back. Before you come back, you feed your family, do everything, and you go to bed. People are no longer able to think. And I'm telling you, the only difference between this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy is what? The brain. The brain power. What made us special as humans is that we have really high brain power. and you're not using yours. Try and sit down and actually deploy your brain power. Forget your hands. Many people make money with only what they can do with their hands. Forget your hands, deploy your brain power. The human brain has a special ability to create a model of the real life scenario inside and then play around with it, try different combinations until it finds the one that works before your body can go and act. That is a special gift that only humans possess. Do you know that humans are the only land mammals that can live up to 80 years? We're the longest living land mammals. Do you know that in the time of the Greeks, like the Alexander the Great, they used to say that the life's average lifespan was around 30 years. If you manage to make it to 30, you have tried. If you look at in nature, nature puts puberty at 13, 14. That's when nature expects us to start making babies. Because what? Before you double that age, you're dead. But now we've invented modern medicine and fixed nature. What nature could not do, we did it. If you are sick now, you go to the hospital and you get treated. You can get healed. And now your lifespan, in fact, scientists have found out that the human brain has the capacity to last thousands of years. During death, what actually causes death is death of organs. Your liver died, your kidney died or something. But your brain, except you have a disease in your brain, you get what I'm saying? But your brain has the capacity. Your brain does not age. So I don't know what problem you're facing now, but my question again is, have you taken time to think? Like, take time to think about it. Devote a certain 5, 10, 15 minutes in your day to just thinking. Stop running on autopilot. Sit down and think through your day. Think through your actions. Think through the process. The discussions you had yesterday, think through it. Make a summary in your brain of what happened yesterday, how your week is going so far, where you're heading to. You know that many people are at this point in the year and they have never really actually thought of how their year has gone. Have you done well this year? Have you done bad? What can you do to finish the year well? What can you do from now so that at the end of the year you can be proud that, yes, I actually did well this year? The common example I used to give is many people are sick and they're sick unto death. You know what I mean? When you know that this sickness is not going, if a sickness is not going, it's taking you to the grave eventually. But this guy has not stopped to actually think about it. How did I get this sickness? I've thought about how to find out how you got a sickness in this channel. You first of all look at your aunties, your uncles. Did anybody in the family have such a sickness? No? Yes? If it is no, what of your siblings? Are they experiencing the same kind of thing? If it is no, then the problem is from what you ate or your environment. But if they had it, then it's genetic. Now you try to look at the solutions they had. At what age did they pass on? So you can get an idea of where you're going to. Have you checked the medications you're taking? Analyze, read up the medications, the side effects. Many people don't read side effects. They are treating one sickness, the medication will cause another one. And then they say it's a mistake and we don't know where it's coming from. It's coming from the medication. People don't actually sit down to think about the scenario they are facing. They're only reacting to events. They are reacting. Sit down and deploy your brain power. And the thing with the brain is that once you start using it, it will be like, oh, okay, so we're in use now. It will start surprising you. You will be sleeping and it's giving you ideas. Many of the things we are using today were invented in somebody's dream. This DNA I talked about, the helix structure of the DNA, the guy that invented it, it was in his dream. He was sleeping because he has been thinking about it for years. Scientists couldn't solve it. And this guy went for a camp. He lit a fire and was sleeping. In his dream, snake came to that place, 2 snakes, and were twirling around themselves. And when the guy woke up, he said, no, that's not a snake. That's the shape of the DNA. Sit down to think about your problems. That problem you're facing now, sit down and actually think and dedicate a time daily and prove to nature that you are smarter. Do to nature what we have done to it as a species. You are the thinking man. Think. It's not illegal.